Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our weekend weather update and the outlook through next week. And we've got quite an area of rain in Australia with wind, which is going to impact you over the next few days, and then it drifts towards New Zealand. It falls apart in the New Zealand area next week. So let's cover what is going on. High pressure to the north and another high, a bigger one, over here around South Australia. So the white and the yellow shading shows high pressure. The blue purpley colours down here to the south, that indicates low pressure, and that's the leftovers of that northern low that was around a few days ago. So New Zealand's in a southwesterly flow, a few showers on the western side, nothing too extreme, but this is going to produce a lot of rain between these two highs. A small area of low pressure trapped between them will allow for some big rainfall totals. So we've got a map here of Australia. We've got New Zealand ones coming up in a moment as well, but this shows you the areas in bright blue. And down here around Sydney, that's getting up to the 150 to 200 millimetre mark. So really all the way from about Townsville, all the way south of Sydney, you're talking about 100 to 200 millimetres coming in just the next 5 days. Dry for just about everybody else, so this is very much an eastern setup. So as we go into the weekend, you can very clearly see all that rain building around this very large high pressure system, and that high stretches all the way out into the Tasman and another area of high pressure, a weaker version of it just to the north. So New Zealand stays in this sort of fairly settled southwesterly flow. It's not too rough, but a few showers linger on along the western side and maybe one or two brushing Southland. It'll also be a little bit windy and cold still around coastal Southland. On Sunday, no real change in the New Zealand area, still a few light little showers all the way up that western side of New Zealand, but with very low accumulation. Over in Australia, the rainfall gets heavier down here and stays heavy up to the north, with low pressure forming in this zone right here. So by Sunday night, windy weather around Sydney with gales gusting up to about 90 k's an hour in this zone right here. So blustery, strong easterly winds, but look at Newcastle northwards, it is much calmer. And that's because, as you see here on Monday, big area of high pressure over New Zealand, another big area of high pressure here, and this is a low pressure zone forming. So it's calm in the middle, but very windy on the edges of it, especially pushing into the high pressure zone to the south. So that's the reason why Sydney's got that wind and why Monday's pretty calm in New Zealand up until Monday night. So here is Monday night, midnight Monday, showing gale force winds down here to the south. Nothing major, but just enough to be pretty blustery Sunday night, overnight into Monday morning around Stewart Island, coastal parts of Southland and coastal parts of Otago. Some of the mountaintops as well, but the green areas show calm conditions. So it's pretty much just stuck down in the very south here on Monday night. So as we go into Tuesday, that big high is moving out to the east, and now New Zealand has a subtropical wind coming down, blustery with gales through Cook Strait, and we'll also be seeing low pressure forming here. So those windy conditions in Southland on Monday night will slide up to about Cook Strait by lunchtime Tuesday. And we've got that low coming out of Australia with the rain attached to it. So that means we've got rain on the way, obviously, but the totals hopefully not going to see rain warnings issued. It is borderline for that to happen. 70 millimetres coming through here, but it is spread over 2 days. So that might be just shy of being a warning, but I'd say a watch, very likely with that. And fairly dry in the north and the east, much lower totals. You're talking about maybe only 10 to 20 millimetres over that 2-day period. So as we go into our final map for Wednesday, we've got a southerly wintry change coming back in. High pressure moving away from Tasmania and south of Tassie. So that's the reason why we're getting that injection of cold, wintry weather. And with this front that came out of Australia, stuck between this high and that high, it's going to be slow moving. So the rainfall totals will actually start to lift up a little bit for northern areas beyond that map I just showed you, which does cover Tuesday and Wednesday, but obviously this front will carry on into Thursday as well. So there'll be a bigger rainfall total for some of those northern areas. Might also be some snow in the mix as well. And over in Australia, still windy with a cooler southeasterly coming through for you. Much drier though as you come into the middle of next week. A lot to talk about today. Have a great weekend, and just a reminder, our Climate Watch video is also out today covering the month of July, and also a sneak peek over the next 3 months coming up in the New Zealand and Eastern Australia area. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.